Jai Sitaram. Balakand, Chapter 7. Dasaratha's Ministers. In this chapter, we are going to take a look at the various ministers, both political as well as religious. Verse 1. Tasya amatya guner asan ikshvakoshta mahatmanaha Mantragnya cha ingitagnya cha nityam priya hiterata. The ministers of the great descendant of the Ikshvakus were endowed with all virtues. They were competent counselors, skilled in judging motives from facial features, and were always intent on doing good and all that was dear and helpful to the king. Verse 2. Ashta babhuvu virasya tasya amatya yashasvina shuchaya cha anurakta cha rajakrityeshu nityashah. The mighty and glorious King Dasaratha had 8 ministers who were free from all blemish in their dealings and were ever devoted to royal duties. Verse 3. Drishtir Jayanto Vijayo Surashtro Rashtravardhanaha Akopo Dharmapala Cha Sumantra Cha Ashtamo Arthavit. Drishti, Jayanta, Vijaya, Surashtra, Rashtravardhana, Akopa, Dharmapala and Sumantra are the 8 ministers. There are few people who say that these 8 ministers have names that indicate the qualities that a king's minister is supposed to have. Drishti means the ability to see far into the future, to think about the various consequences of various actions. Jayanta and Vijaya means victory. Then Surashtra means the one who protects the kingdom. Rashtravardhana, once again, very interested in augmenting the joy of the kingdom. Akopa means the one who does not get angry. Dharmapala means the one who always protects the dharma. And Sumantra is the bhakta. A true bhakta, a true confidant who knew the private affairs of the kings as well, and who was able to advise the king on numerous occasions based on scriptural evidence and based on the various histories that he is absolutely privy to. So these are the various qualities that a king's minister is supposed to have. And we know through this verse that these were the 8 different predominant ministers that King Dasaratha had. Verse 4. Ritvijau dvau abhimatau tasya tam rishi sattamau Vashishto Vamadeva cha mantrina cha tatha apare. He had 2 well-chosen, excellent rishis, Vashishta and Vamadeva, as his family priests, besides some other counselors. Verse 5. Suyajño api atha jabali kashipo ati yatha Gautama Markandeya tu dirgayuhu tatha katyayano dvija. Ete Brahma Rishibhir Nityam Ritvija Tasya Paurvaka. Suyajña, Jabali, Kashyapa, Gautama, Markandeya, the long-lived one, and Katyayana were the scholarly brahmanas acting as religious ministers, and along with them there were also other brahmana sages who were always the ancestral ritual scholars for Dasaratha's family. Verses 6 and 7. Vidya Vinita Hrimanta Kushala Niyatendriya Shrimanta Cha Mahatmanaha Shastraknya Drida Vikramaha. Kirtimanta Pranihita Yatha Vachanakarina Teja Kshama Yasha Prapta Smita Purva Abhibhashina. They were excellent readers of character, faithful and true. Their thoughts, words, and deeds were ever in perfect accord. Of subdued senses, of large private means, gifted with extraordinary intelligence, sweet-spoken, of honest fame and true to their promises even unto death, of unsurpassed valor and fortitude, they ever had their eye on everything that tended to the best interests of their master and was dear to his heart. They spoke before they conversed. They were magnificent, patient, and famous. Verses 8 and 9. Krodhat kama artha hetor vana bruyur anritam vacha tesham aviditam kinchat shveshu nasti pareshu va kriyamanam kritam vapi charena api chikirchitam. Famed for their never-failing patience and spiritual might, they would not utter an untruth from motives of anger or love or gain. Of considerable tact and knowledge of the world, they acquainted themselves through these spies with everything that took place in their country or abroad, past, present, or in contemplation. Verse 10. Kushila vyahareshu sauhrideshu parikshita prapta kalam yatha dandam dharayeyu suteshu api. Of well-tried friendship, they dealt out justice swift and meet, be it son or stranger, friend or foe. Verse 11. Kosha sangrahane yukta balasya cha parigrahe ahitam chapi purusham nahim suyur avidushakam. In collections to their treasury and to militarize their armies, they were ever dutiful. They were law-abiding. They safeguarded the interests of the good and the righteous. Their hand was ever heavy on the wicked and the impious, but was never lifted against the innocent, be he their worst enemy. Ever successful against the foes of the state and clever in foiling their deep-laid plans, they never let slip any occasion of increasing the armaments of the kingdom and enriching its coffers. Verse 12. Virah cha niyatotsaha rajashastram anusthitha shuchinam rakshitara cha nityam vishaya vasinam. They are heroic, mighty and powerful. They possess steady perseverance. They follow the state policy and always protect the virtuous people living in the state. Verse 13. Brahma kshatram ahinsanta te kosham samapurayan sutikshna danda samprekshya purushasya balabalam. They did not persecute and oppress the pious Brahmanas and the valiant Kshatriyas. Every offender was punished and fined according to the magnitude of his offense and with due regard to his age and means, time and place. If the Brahmanas are oppressed, that means that there is no one to guide the entire society. And if the Kshatriyas are oppressed, it means that there won't be anyone to defend the kingdom. Therefore, oppressing Brahmanas, especially the Brahmanas, is not right. In Srila Prabhupada's purport to Chaitanya Charitamrita Antilila, chapter 3, verse 50, it's mentioned, anyone who is against the behavior of the Vedic principles is called a Yavana. Such a Yavana may be in India or outside of India. As described here, the symptom of Yavanas is that they are violent killers of cows and Brahminical culture. We offer our prayers to the Lord by saying Namo Brahmanaya Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha. The Lord is a maintainer of Brahminical culture. His first concern is to see to the benefit of cows and Brahmanas. As soon as human civilization turns against Brahminical culture and allows unrestricted killing of cows, we should understand that men are no longer under the control of the Vedic culture, but are all Yavanas and Mlechas. So protecting Brahmanas is extremely important, and therefore we should not oppress the Brahmanas. And Kshatriyas need to protect the kingdom, so they should not be oppressed as well. Then every single person is different. Every offender is different. So based on the offender's strengths and weaknesses, so that is Balabalam. Bal and Abal. Strength and weakness. So considering all of that, they gave out sufficient punishment. Verses 14 and 15. Shuchinam ekabuddhinam sarvesham samprajanatam nasit pure va rashtre va mrisha vadi narah kvachit. Kaschinna dushta tatra asit paradara ratir nara prashantam sarvam eva asit rashtram purvaram chatat. Under the watchful eye of these faithful ministers who worked in perfect harmony, neither the capital nor the country was ever disgraced by a liar or a rogue or goer after other women or an unrighteous man or a wicked one. Verse 16. Suvasasa suvesha cha te cha sarve shuchi vrata hitartha cha narendrasya jagrato naya chakshusha. These excellent counselors were ever tastefully dressed and adorned. They were judges of good character with eye on justice and vigilant about the king's welfare. Verse 17. Gurur guna grihita cha prakyata cha parakrame videsheshu api vijnata sarvato buddhi nishchaya. They acquired excellent qualities from their mentors and they were renowned for their expertise. Even in foreign countries, they were famous for the intellectual determinations in all affairs. Verse 18. Abhito gunavanta cha na cha asan gunavarjita sandhi vigraha tatvagnya prakritya sampad anvita. They were versatile and virtuous. They were determiners of truce and war, and by nature they possessed opulence. Verse 19. Mantra samvarane shakta lakshana sukshma su buddhishu niti shastra visheshagnya satatam priyavadina. While religiously guarding the secrets of the state, they were calm and cool in judgment and well conversant with the proper occasions of the four means of overcoming an enemy. They were also very gentle articulators and experts in the science of ethics and morality. Idrishe te amatye cha raja Dasaratha anaga upapanno gunopete anvashasad vasundharam. The faultless King Dasaratha, with the assistance of such impeccable ministers endowed with great virtues, ruled the earth. So once again, King Dasaratha is extolled, and we get to see that he is known as Anagha, or the blameless one. And another important note is that King Dasaratha not only ruled the small kingdom of Ayodhya, but he ruled the entire Vasundhara, or the earth. This is mentioned over here very clearly. And Ayodhya was the capital, but King Dasaratha, the emperor of the Solar dynasty, ruled the entire earth. verses 21 and 22. Avekshamaana charena prajadharmena rakshayan prajanam palanam kurvan adharmam parivarjayan Vishruta trishu lokeshu vadanya satya sankara sa tatra purusha vyaghara shashasa prithvim imam. Dasaratha thus won over the hearts of his people and was ever informed of everything that took place at home or abroad. Of faultless character, his feet were ever set on the path of virtue, and his heart ever turned away from the path of unrighteousness. No one sought his presence with a prayer and went away disappointed. He was a generous king, avowed to truth alone, and thus Dasaratha ruled the earth and was renowned in all the three worlds. Verse 23. Na adhya gachat vishishtam va tulyam va shatrum atmana mitravan nata samanta pratapa hata kantaka sa shashas jagat raja divi deva patir yatha. Emperor Dasaratha encountered not a superior or an equal in his kingship. His friends were numerous and true, and his tributaries many. He bowed to none and acknowledged the yoke of none, and he met not any foeman worthy of his steel. Thus he ruled the worlds like Indra ruled the heavens. Verse 24. Te mantribih mantrahite nivishthai vrito anurakte kushalai samarthai sa parthivo deeptam avapayukta tejo maye gobi iva udita arka. The rising orb of day, the sun god, shone not with greater glory in his golden halo of radiance than did this king of men with his noble ministers around him. This is the conclusion of this chapter. And this is the conclusion of the introduction of Ayodhya, King Dasaratha, and his priests and ministers. Valmiki has laid the foundation of the wonderful opulence and the great qualities of the people who reside in Ayodhya. In the next chapter, we will start the yearning of King Dasaratha to have Rama as his son. Mangalam Koshalendraya Mahaniya Gunabdeye Chakravarti Dhanurjaya Sarva Bhaumaya Mangalam. Jai Sitaram.